Okay, and today in Washington, the Oversight and Government Reform Committee held hearings on sanctuary counties and cities, okay? And states, sanctuary states. So California, Illinois, New York, all sanctuary states. That means the governors of those states order the state police and the local police not to cooperate with ICE at all. Outrageous, of course. First up, Governor Hochul of New York and Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. Go.
So let's talk about Sebastian Zepeda Khalil. Do you know who that is?
I don't have the specific details at my disposal, no.
Well, this is an illegal migrant in New York because of your sanctuary state policies. Do you know what crime he committed?
I'm not familiar at this moment.
I bet you're going to be familiar when I remind you. He found a sleeping woman on the subway, lit her on fire, and burnt her alive. This is in Kathy Hochul's New York. And as I'm sure you are aware, and I'll remind you, that ICE issued an order to detain this violent criminal, but that was rejected by New York officials due to sanctuary state laws.
Devastating. Absolutely devastating. And Hochul has no answer and doesn't care. Okay, second one. The vice presidential nominee, Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota. Roll the tape.
One reason you're here testifying before us today is because you refuse to cooperate with ICE. While states like Florida and Virginia empower their law enforcement to detain and remove criminal illegal aliens, you, sir, have done just the opposite. Your attorney general is directing law enforcement to ignore ICE immigration detainers. Do you agree with the attorney general's guidance?
Well, Congressman, it's good to see you again, and thank you for being here. First, I would say, as my job as governor of Minnesota is to make Minnesota the best state in the nation.
That was it. That's all he had. I could have played you 2 more minutes of it, but no, Minnesota's a great place. Minnesota. All right. If Kamala had won, he'd be VP. Mine. Third one is the worst governor in the United States of America, J.B. Pritzker of Illinois. Now, he's worse than Newsom, worse than Hochul, because he is about as arrogant a human being as I have ever seen. Roll the tape.
Why did you state during Biden's border crisis that illegal aliens, quote, should have been welcomed and helped by elected officials?
When you say illegal aliens, these are people who are given asylum
and helped into our communities.
People who are asylum seekers.
Yes or no question.
Well, you're mischaracterizing them.
It is your position that they should have been welcomed into our communities. Is that correct?
There were asylum seekers.
So he's playing the asylum game. Now, as everybody knows, the Biden administration allowed all people, at any time in any place, when they were apprehended by federal officials, to say, I want asylum. It's not what the law says. The law says you have to go to ports of entry and you have to apply formally there for asylum. Biden didn't enforce the law. So that's what Pritzker's doing. Oh, these are just asylum seekers. He knows the game. He knows that millions of people, millions, use that con, which were given to them by the smuggling cartels in Mexico. They would tell people, if you get caught, you say you want asylum, because the cartels knew Biden wouldn't enforce the law. Pritzker knows that. And they go, no, asylum. Okay, so why is Pritzker the worst governor? Cook County, Chicago controls the entire state of Illinois. There are 13 million people in Illinois. And at the end of last year, 2024, there were in Chicago 559 homicides, 2,225 shootings, violent crimes, 31,378. Think about that. There are 365 days in a year. In Chicago, there were 31,378 violent crimes. Pritzker has done nothing about it, none, because that would affect his pandering to the minority community, because African Americans commit most of the violence in Chicago. All right? So he won't do anything about it. And as a result of the carnage, the danger, and the high taxation, Ready? 13 million people. About 365,000 Illinois residents have left the state since Pritzker's in there. Staggering. Okay, there you go. You want facts, you get them here.